Welcome back to the podcast. I'm so glad you're here today because I want to talk to the part of you that's wondering, could I really do this? Could I really become a sleep consultant? Do I have what it takes? And if those questions have been bubbling up in your heart lately, I want you to know you are in the right place. Because today I want to offer not just some encouragement, but clarity and honesty, and hopefully a sense of, yes, this could be for me. This isn't an episode about fluffy dreams. It's about real people, real stories, and a real opportunity to make a difference. Let's get into it. Most of the people who come to the Institute of Sensitive Sleep Consulting aren't setting out to build an empire. They're not in it for quick wins or flashy careers. Instead, they come because something inside them was changed by the experience of sleep. Maybe they had a baby who didn't sleep and were left feeling overwhelmed by the conflicting advice. Maybe they struggled through months or years of sleep deprivation and never forgot the isolation it brought. Maybe they worked in healthcare or early education and saw firsthand how misunderstood infant sleep truly is. That's where it often begins, an ache, a memory, a deep knowing that sleep is so much more than schedules and surface level tips. Let me tell you about one of our graduates, Lisa. Lisa was a mum of 2, and during her second baby's first year, she found herself in a dark place. She was sleep deprived, emotionally raw, and starting to question whether she was failing at motherhood. Everywhere she turned, the advice seemed to contradict itself. Let the baby cry, they'll learn. No, pick them up, you'll damage their brain if you don't. Sleep is a skill. Sleep is biological. She couldn't figure out which voice to trust. One night at 2 a.m., with her baby crying in her arms, Lisa said she had this moment where she whispered, "There has to be a better way." That moment became the start of her transformation. She began learning about attachment, about responsive settling, about what sleep actually looks like in real life, not in textbooks. And when she found the Institute, something clicked. Now Lisa runs a thriving practice. She supports families who were in the exact place she once stood. She often says, "I became the person I needed back then." And that's what this work is really about. Being a sleep consultant isn't just a job. It's not about ticking boxes or applying a one-size-fits-all approach. It's relational work, transformational work, often quiet, but life-changing in its ripple effects. You're walking into people's lives at one of their most vulnerable, raw, and emotionally stretched seasons. Sleep deprivation doesn't just make parents tired. It frays their patience, impacts their relationships, and can bring on a tidal wave of guilt, shame, and self-doubt. When you show up as a heart-led consultant, you're offering more than sleep support. You're offering hope, reassurance, relief. Here's what meaningful work actually looks like in practice. You might be the first person a mother opens up to about her postpartum anxiety because she senses she won't be judged. You might help a co-sleeping family move towards more restful nights without feeling like they've abandoned their values. You might witness the first time a baby settles to sleep with a regulated nervous system, not tears and panic. Or support a single dad in finding a rhythm that feels doable and doesn't cost a fortune in sleep school fees or conflict with his child's attachment needs. These are real wins, and they're huge. It's meaningful because it's about more than outcomes. It's about process. It's about restoring a sense of calm to homes that have been filled with tension and worry. It's about empowering parents to tune into their instincts, not override them. And there's something incredibly sacred about being invited into that space. You're not just teaching sleep, you're restoring dignity. You're creating safety. You're reminding parents that they are not broken, and neither are their babies. That's the heartbeat of this work. Now, maybe you're thinking, this sounds beautiful, but could I really do it? Let me answer that with a resounding yes. Because more than any specific degree or career background, what this work calls for is a certain kind of person. Someone who cares deeply about people's emotional well-being, has walked their own sleep journey, or stood beside someone who has and doesn't want to compromise ethics for algorithms, and values both knowledge and kindness, or believes families deserve support that's truly supportive. In the Institute of Sensitive Sleep Consulting, we have graduates from all walks of life: nurses, teachers, doulas, psychologists, and stay-at-home mums. Some had experience with babies, some didn't, some had businesses already. Others had never dreamed of starting one. But they all shared one thing in common. They wanted to be part of a better way. A way that didn't involve crying it out as the default. A way that centered attachment, regulation, and responsive care. A way that saw sleep as developmental, not something to train into submission. And that's the kind of training we offer. You'll learn the science of sleep. You'll understand the stages of brain development. You'll know what's biologically expected and what's a sign of deeper struggle. You'll learn how to guide families without fear-based tactics. But more than that, you'll be invited to do this work from your values. You'll be supported in becoming the kind of practitioner who combines competence and compassion. So if you've been holding the question quietly, could I be a sleep consultant? Maybe this is your sign to take the next step. We need more calm, thoughtful voices in this space. We need more bridges between families and sleep science. We need more people who are willing to honour both emotion and evidence. In other words, we need you. And after 10 years of teaching sleep consultants, I can confidently say, your compassion is your greatest qualification. Thanks for being here today. If this episode stirred something in you, I'd love to invite you to grab our free ebook. So you're ready to be a sleep consultant? It's packed with behind-the-scenes insights into what this career actually looks like. You'll find the link in the show notes, and I hope it's the next right step on your journey. Until next time, be kind to yourself and remember, your calm is contagious.